That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 160 of Camp Strange. I'm your camp counselor, Quandale Dingle.
And I'm your other camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
I got you. You aren't going to use it. You ain't going to use it on me. Anyway, and before we catch you up on any of the weird stories we have for you, we're going to catch you up on any of the weird news you may have missed. And I have one right here as obese diners to be... Oh, I didn't do the fucking thing again. We're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange in Nebraska. This is all over the place. I'm a fucking wreck.
As usual. But you know what? That's why you do it, because if I had to do it, it'd be like this every week.
Yeah, well, it still is.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's part of the charm.
Yeah. Charming young lads.
Yeah. And before we gotta catch up on weird news. Here's the weird news. Obese diners to be banned from entering naked restaurant because it would be miserable for all other guests, the owner says. So apparently
That's not nice.
It's not nice, but you know what they say, no shoes, no shirt, no fat, you're in. But, yeah, I guess this is a Japanese restaurant in Tokyo, and it's called Amrita. Amrita restaurant, which is set to open in Tokyo, has said that anyone over 15 kilograms above the average weight for their height will not be allowed to dine. And 15 kilograms, I believe, is 33 pounds. So I don't think I'm allowed in there.
I'm probably not allowed in there. I don't know.
Because I'm 4'3", about 250. And why are you laughing? I don't know. This is funny. This is super insensitive.
Because I imagined you at 4'3".
250.
And not 5'3".
Okay. And apparently this restaurant is going to open at the end of July. And yeah, apparently the guy just said that if you're overweight, you're not let in. You won't be let in because he wants this to be a romantic like experience, and there's gonna be like paintings on the wall and like. Oh
wow, really fancy! I've never been to a restaurant with paintings on the wall.
Wait!
Holy shit! That just rocked my world.
Wait, no, shut up. He says, "I gotta find it." It says, "Guests can." There's going to be silverware. Can you believe it?
No way.
So it says, guests can see the guidelines clearly on our homepage. We are aiming for a sort of romantic aesthetic, like the beautiful paintings you see in museums. Like that's what he wants the naked people to look like. I was confused. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was going to say low bar, you know?
Wow.
Here's my favorite part, though. People with tattoos are also banned from the restaurant, and diners are asked not to cause a nuisance by touching or talking to other guests. Here's the thing about tattoos.
Man, they're out of there.
Here's the thing about tattoos. I don't have a problem with tattoos, but I don't think they're good behavior.
No. Only bad boys and bad girls have tattoos, that's for sure. That's why I got the clean skin. I don't have a drop of ink on me.
I'm referring to the... I think you should leave Crashmore sketch where he plays Santa Claus, and he goes,
"Yeah,
people with tattoos are on the naughty list."
Yeah,
and that's it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
it's not good behavior, but I just thought it was kind of crazy, and honestly, I think it's kind of conflicting to think of like people, like naked people, and then they have tattoos, and they're like, we want like their bodies to be like art. And I'm like, well, they have art on their bodies too, but like, I get it. I guess if this restaurant guy or girl, woman who opened this up wants to like have this weird standard.
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, they'll probably just go out of business. It's too weird.
Oh, yeah. They're not going to last a fucking month.
I mean, but maybe. I mean, I don't know what Tokyo's like. Like,
it's true. I've never been.
And also, do you think this person has like do you think they're like a fetish thing or like
everything?
A voyeur thing?
I've come to the conclusion that everything that exists is a fetish thing.
I like how it's not even like a fetish. It's just a naked person, which I guess is not like a fetish. It is a fetish, but it's like the baseline for anything sexual.
Pretty
so
standard.
It's like, Yeah, exactly. It's like my fetish is having sex with people. It's like, whoa, crazy
I'm,
fetish.
pretty freaky.
I'm kind of nuts out there. People tell me I'm not allowed in restaurants because I'm too fat, but they also tell me that I'm pretty freaky.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was an interesting concept. To be honest, there is a part of me that's like, if I think about this sometimes, not sometimes, all the time.
All the time.
But if I were to go to like a different country, like Spain or something like that,
Okay.
and they had like a nude beach,
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck it. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's like not America. I mean, I know people still could have like cameras and shit like that, but like I'm not
they've
gonna
got
run
cameras, all right.
The guy's walking around with his shoes on, and there's like a camera in his shoe, but he's only wearing shoes. It's kind of weird.
Just walk
you know?
around with, like the biggest fucking 4K camera you've ever seen.
This is a prop. It's not real. It's why you guys think it's weird. But I just thought, like, you're not gonna bump into anybody. Like, I know that like San Francisco has like nude beaches and stuff like that, but I feel
Portland
like
has them.
Yeah, but I feel like people in America that go to nude beaches are like kind of weirdos. That's very judgy to say. I just mean, like, I feel like a lot of people are going there are also going there to like go like get a boner and lie on the beach and like harass people, and you're like, go like, but like.
You want to use my shovel to dig a
Uncle
sandcastle?
But like, you know what I mean? Where I feel like people in Europe are just like, no, we're like okay with nudity, and I just be like, it would be a very interesting experience. But yeah, I don't want to like the creeps there who are just gonna be like 80-year-old naked dudes being like just like watching you, and you're like, no.
Yeah, I was in a hotel in Paris, France, and I was flipping through the channels because I don't know, I was bored. It was late at night, and I didn't know what I didn't know what they're saying, and then I found a news channel where it was just a naked news anchor.
What?
I was like, oh, well, that's interesting.
I think we would be more informed on the news if that was the case.
The nudes.
Is that your fetish, naked news?
Yeah.
That's a good fetish to have.
Because I like to be informed and aroused.
Exactly. It's like you're not getting one thing out of it. You're getting two things. Like, even though you're being a deviant, you're also learning.
I know what's going on the school board.
That's how they make the principal get naked. Except the principal's like 70-year-old fat dude.
Yeah. There's not enough hot principals.
No one watches
right?
the news. What?
There's not enough hot principals these days, huh?
I've been saying that for years. It's crazy. No hot principals anymore.
Yeah.
All these kids these days are so PC. Not a hot principal in sight. Fucking pisses me off. Make all the ugly principals fucking run for office. How do you become principal? You just get promoted. You run. You run for office.
Yeah, I don't know.
You should run for principal.
I should.
No,
that'd be good.
Just
career
anyone.
Change.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
See, we're going after principals. We're going after principals. You'd have to like go to the front of like the school, like you'd like show up at the fucking Scholastic Book Fair and be like, "I'm buying books," and everyone's like, "No, you're not.
I'm gonna buy all the Goosebumps."
You get paid $14 a year. That book would ruin you.
This book's gonna put me in the red, kids.
That's why I got Clifford, the big red dog. Reminds me of how fucked my bank account is.
All right. Fort Worth shooting suspects arrested after police catch them vacuuming shell casings at the car wash.
Damn. That's kind of sick, though, because, like, how do you trace stuff in a giant vacuum bag
That's true.
to the car? Because that's the thing. There's so many things in. Actually, you can just look at the cameras and see what cars rolled up there, and they go, that's the one. That's the stolen one. The one with the shell casings in it. You gotta be quick.
22-year-old Eric Lewis Moore and 21-year-old Trenton Williams were approached by officers after their car matched a drive-by report after a man was shot in the leg. And sure enough, the cop noticed the two were attempting to vacuum the bullet shell casings with the car wash vacuum. Try to get out of the back of the car.
I mean, Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, they're obviously just too comfortable. They must have done this quite a bit because, like, the way to not draw attention to yourself is just pick them up by hand. But there must have been a lot of shell casings in there.
That's what I was wondering. It didn't give me that much detail on like how
Uzi?
many or anything. Like, yeah, it didn't say how many shots were fired or anything like that. But it's just like, yikes.
Hear me out. I'm making caseless bullets.
Whoa, how you gonna do that?
All the fun with none of the mess.
The bullets explode. You can't even trace them.
They're hollow points. They ruin you. It's crazy that they just made hollow points a thing one time, and someone's like, "This bullet is the worst bullet to. It's the atom bomb of bullets.
It's gonna shine the inside of your skull."
Yeah, it's literally the atom bomb of bullets, and they're like, "Okay, no more hollow points." I mean, it's just weird that like humans create things, and we use them like a couple times, and we go, "You know what? We made this too good.
Oh yeah,
Get rid of it, toss it in the trash.
well,
no one can use it."
It's like, I mean, I don't know. We sell AR-15s in gun stores, and it's like, no one's hunting with that. It's the sports car thing. No one needs a car that drives 200 miles per hour, but people want it because it's cool.
Well, yeah, you want it because it's like everything needs to be escalated and you know what I mean. It's like faster and stronger, and like you get bored of the thing that you have, and you need the better version of it. And like eventually you have a bazooka, and you're standing on top of the school with the principal in a headlock, and he's screaming, "I make $14," and you're like, "I'll do it," and then everyone's like, "You'll blow up with him," and you're like, "You think I give a fuck?"
You know how much this rocket launcher bazooka costs? I'm in the red.
I'm in the red. This principal has more money than me, and then he's in the headlock, and he's like, bullshit. And then we're like opening up our apps and comparing bank statements, and we're both just fucked.
And Elon Musk comes with a fucking ham sandwich in his ass.
You guys want Starlink? You guys want Starlink? Huh?
I kind of do though.
Yeah, I want some Starlink.
My internet was down all goddamn week. Came back today.
Ukraine got Starlink.
I know.
That's cool.
Good for them.
They're like, we're fighting a war. He's like, you guys want gaming?
I mean, hey, say what you will about Elon Musk. That was a good move.
Oh yeah, but I mean, yeah. That's the thing. I don't really have a problem with him. I just think he does some weird shit. And I'm just like, dude,
he's a total weirdo.
Yeah, he's a little weird. But like, all of them are. Anybody who has like fucking money, they're just like, I could be weird now. Like,
I can be myself
because you can't get fired. Like, he's like, I have all the money, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos was like, I could finally wear my sleeveless puffy jackets
and my fedora.
And like, if you were poor, you'd be canceled for that.
Yeah,
with his big aviators and shit.
God,
but it's interesting out there. So you guys pick up your shell casings with your fingers is what we're trying to say. Don't be a dummy.
Yeah.
Also, just don't do drive-bys.
Also don't do drive-bys, please.
No, that's not good. Not good. So, my next story is Kid Rock says Donald Trump sought his advice on North Korea and Islamic State.
I mean, nobody's gonna tell me how to live.
Yeah. It's really, so, I mean, I guess Tucker Carlson just had a interview with him, and he claims he's uncancelable, but I agree. Shit, boy. So, no, he's cancelable.
He is, but he's not.
No, I mean,
he's not famous enough to be canceled. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, no, but like his revenue stream is he's the people who would cancel him aren't buying his shit in the first place. Yeah. So he's like, I'm fine. Like,
yeah, no, it's fair.
Also, like, he went on, he's like, fuck Fauci. I'm like, dude, he's just like Fauci's 81.
Yeah, he looks great for 81.
He does look good. But I was like, dude, he's just like he's like a little doctor who's just trying to like do his job, and like, I mean, people could say what they want about like, no, it's a pandemic and conspiracy theory. I know this podcast is full of them, but at the end of the day, like, he's just like trying his best to be like, how do I keep a virus under control? And people are like, fuck you, and he's like, okay,
he's doing his best.
Yeah, he's like, I'm literally just trying to like save people's lives, and they're like, fuck you. But it's so funny. So apparently, like, do you know Kid Rock played at Barack Obama's inauguration in 2009? Isn't that fucking crazy? Yes, he said in the article it says he also said he played Barack Obama's inauguration in 2009 even though I didn't vote for him. I didn't agree with his policies. He goes, I didn't agree with his policies, but there's an exciting sense of change in the air.
Oh, my God.
He goes, that promise hasn't been fulfilled. This country is more divided than ever. I hope people say that, too, because it's usually the people who say that who are the ones who want to go, like, fuck the other side. You know, they go, we just need to come together and, like, discuss these problems and, like, settle our differences. And then they go on Facebook and they're like, fuck liberals, fuck conservatives. And you're like, you're doing the opposite, dog. Like, what are you doing?
So Obama had Kid Rock.
Oh, yeah.
And Trump had Little Pump. So there's
God,
a weird thing going on here. I don't I guess it's like trying to appeal to something else. But I don't really know.
Trying to reach across the genre,
I don't think I've ever met anybody that's listened to more Little Pump than I have, which isn't a lot.
Yes. But, okay, so I have to say this, too. Kid Rock himself is, like, kind of interesting in his political views, it looks like. He says, he considers himself definitely a Republican on fiscal issues and the military, but I lean to the middle on social issues. He says, I am no fan of abortion, he said, but it's not up to a man to tell a woman what to do. Oh. As an ordained minister, I don't look forward to marrying gay people, but I'm not opposed to it. I'm like, what is going on? I feel like everything, like he says something and then like kind of takes a step forward and then takes a step back and you're like, I don't know if you're good or bad.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah, you're like, okay, but so apparently, just to get back to the title of this on North Korea and stuff, when he visited Trump again, he went there with Ted Nugent and Sarah Palin, of course.
Yeah.
And
great company.
Yeah, and so apparently, so he went and he was like, Trump was gonna tweet something, apparently, and like about the caliphate, about like joining the caliphate. He says, this is so convoluted. He said he wanted to put out a tweet. I don't like to speak out of school. I hope I'm not. But the tweet was, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, if you ever join the caliphate, trying to do this, you're going to be dead. He goes, what do you think? And I said, awesome. I can't add any better. But like it just and then he basically showed him a map. He like went to the back and he was looking at a map with him, and he's like, he said he also said Trump, he and Trump were once looking at maps. I'm like, like, am I supposed to be in on this shit? Like, I make dirty records sometimes. I do. And then Trump goes, what do you think we should do about North Korea? I'm like, I'm like, what? I don't think I'm qualified to answer this.
I mean, thank God he's not insane enough to think
he's
that
self-aware.
He is. Yes, he at least knows his boundaries, which is good. That's a good thing.
I think he's more like entertainment than he is like
political.
I just feel like a lot of the shit that people say nowadays, whether they're pandering to one group or the other, it's more of like, how do I keep my audience happy while also kind of like voicing my opinion and saying stuff that's like gets them riled up, but it's not going to get me like really in trouble too bad. It's like, it's kind of weird. It's a very, like Democrats and Republicans both do it, like celebrities on both sides. They pander if they're just like, fuck it, like my audience is like fulfilling my bank account enough, like my Democratic or my Republican audience is filling my bank account, I'm just gonna lean into them and just make them really happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tom McDonald, you know that fucker?
Oh God, yeah.
Dude, that guy's like full. He like at first he was just like making like, I mean, his raps always kind of fucking sucked, but he went full on like weird conservative, like he makes so much weird shit now, and I'm like, what the shit?
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a few people be like, "Oh man, you ever listen to Tom McDonald?" And I was like, "No." And,
like,
and they're like, "Oh, you've got to listen to him." And I never took their advice. And then I remember seeing, I don't know, a video online of someone just like making fun of him and like listening to like the music. And I heard it. I was like, holy shit.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing about that guy. I don't think that he's a bad rapper in the sense that he raps words and it sounds good and like he's
If
like
you
you
take
know he's like
all of the word, if you just listen to, yeah, sure. I know
you're
going
like yeah, his rhyming is good and like I think he's skilled, but at the same time when you listen to what he's saying, it's like so on like here's what I think about like art in general and stuff that makes you actually think. I don't think any like art that should make you think should be like completely in your face and spelling out exactly what it's trying to say. I think there needs to be ambiguity in it because then it makes you actually interpret it through your own lens and come to your own conclusion about something.
Yeah.
And I just hate when people spoon feed an ideology or an idea into somebody's brain via a song or something like that. I'm like, be a little bit more vague or like, you know, veil it a little bit. Don't just be like, they're putting the pills in our water and we are just drinking my daughter. She died and I daughter. I caught her. I fought her. I daughter. Like,
I need a song, Tom McDonald featuring Macklemore. Just really get both ends there.
He's like, when I was 3 years old, I thought that I was gay. And Tom McDonald's like, you're not gay. They're just tricking you into thinking you are gay. And you're like, what is going on? They put pills in our water to turn us to daughters. What? What the fuck are you talking about? Pills in our waters that turn us to daughters. It's a good rap. It's a really good one.
It's a good one. Don't steal it.
I think I made a good song like 2 episodes ago too.
I'm sure you did.
I can't remember what it was, but you guys are probably singing it in your car.
Yeah.
They put pills in our waters that turn us to daughters. I'm kind of going a little bit like weird accent there.
You're going a little gremlin mode over there, I gotta say.
I'm going straight goblin, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, Peter, come over here. Look at my goblin boner.
The cobbler. Come look at my cobbler, Peter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a cobbler.
All 3 of you Peters, come over here and look at my cobbler.
Okay, but one more thing I just found out.
Yeah.
Do you know that when Willem Dafoe is not goblin mode, of course, when he's regular mode,
he
has
just a giant hog.
He has yes, but he has dentures in to make his teeth look straight, and he doesn't have the gap. And in the movie, I leaned over to Katie and I said, "Fuck, Willem's teeth look really good." I didn't know he got his. I swear to God, I asked Katie, I go, his teeth look good. I didn't know he got his teeth fixed because he's always had that like kind of just distinguishing gap. And then when he goes goblin mode, apparently they took him out, so he has his fucking Willem teeth, baby.
Whoa!
So that's how you know Willem is straight up goblin mode on default.
Boy, now I need to go back and watch that. Yeah, no, our boy Willem packing heat. There was a movie. I don't know the full thing, but
it's called Antichrist.
Yeah, a movie where he was supposed to hang
Trier.
brains. You know, he was supposed to show dong, and it was too big, so they had to pull in a stunt cock.
They apparently, so Lars von Trier, he's like a kind of a fucked up director. He did another movie called The House That Jack Built. It's fucking crazy, really weird. But the movie that he's talking about is called Antichrist, and there's like a scene apparently where he has to like. I haven't seen this movie, but apparently he has to like cut off his penis. I don't know if they show like the full thing, but apparently they said that his penis was too distracting.
Just a real forearm.
Lars is like, if you cut off half of it, it's still 9. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy, Willem. How is it? I've been chopping it up like little pieces of sushi. It is still super long.
I already fed a full family.
Show me the way. Are you Ugandan Knuckles?
I didn't know what you're doing.
I was trying to do German. I couldn't really do it either.
Not an accent guy.
Wilhelm.
Multiple people assaulted by whipped cream bandit.
Oh, no. Wait, this isn't a man with whipped cream. I'm guessing he's doing the funny gas inside the whipped creams.
In South Carolina, police are looking for the whipped cream bandit as multiple reports come in of a man hitting strangers in the face with a good old whipped cream on the plate pie trick.
No. Wow.
There's a photo of this man from security cameras, and boy, he looks happy with that pie. So his days are numbered. They know what he likes. Like, it is a very clear image of his face. In all reality, he's gonna post the videos of him pieing people in the face on TikTok, and it's probably already up. He's
one big compilation.
not gonna go well
just
for
got
him.
Pranked. Here's my thing. Would you rather get pied in the face by a plate of whipped cream or a plate of shaving cream?
Well, I've done the whipped. I've been pie in the face with the whipped cream.
Well, okay. Here's my. Let me preface that a little bit. You're out walking your dog.
Yeah.
You're about a mile from your house. Okay. Some guy runs up.
Yeah.
Pies you.
I see where you're going with this, and I have an answer.
Because there's a sticky factor involved.
Yes. If I am prepared, I will take the whipped cream. If I'm unprepared, I will take the shaving cream.
I agree. If I'm in my kitchen or I'm near a sink, and I could do a little scoop off my face and eat it and go, haha, this is funny, and then I could wash it off.
Yeah.
I'll do whipped cream every day.
Yeah.
Shaving cream, though.
100%.
See, shaving cream smells nice.
It's all smooth. It feels good.
Yeah,
I would just sit there and I would just rub it in.
I'd be like, you got any more? You got any more of those?
Yeah.
And then I'd
Barbasol. You got dino DNA on you.
I'd hold them at bazooka point and make them shave my body.
You're already in the red. You might as well make them shave you.
Yeah, exactly. And I go, I'm going to the nude beach, motherfucker.
Full circle.
It all comes full circle. It's full circle. And then he's like, I could tell you're going to the nude beach. Look at you, goblin mode. And then I look down, and it grew.
It grew. Up.
Guess what? If you put shaving cream on it, it grows.
Yeah.
Try it, guys. Try it, gals. See if anything grows.
It's the girl down there.
It quite grow.
Or just drink the pills that they put in your water.
The pills in my water have turned me to daughter. They turn me to boy. No, if you put shaving cream on it, it grows. You take the pills to go back down.
There you
Turn
go.
you back to daughter.
After it's been lobbed off by the director.
Lars von Trier.
Yeah.
Dude, it all makes sense.
It's scary, you know? We're just two spiders spinning a web in our own galaxy.
And then once you cut that off, you'll finally be under 33 pounds, which means you will be able to go into the naked restaurant.
Yeah, and you won't have to do a drive-by anymore.
No drive-bys. You don't have to drive by the restaurant.
You don't have to clean your car because it's already covered in shaving cream.
It's already clean.
Yeah.
I like that's our qualification for clean. If it's covered in shaving cream, it's clean.
Yeah.
You seen that guy on TikTok who like fucking put shaving cream all over his head? He's like a big. He calls himself like the Cloud Man or like the Pillow Man or something.
So.
Fucking scary.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Anyway. Full circle, baby. That's all that news. You good on the news, David?
It's been like a half an hour, so I guess we could actually get into.
Yeah, we talked about Willem's penis for too long. Okay, back. Let's get to the stories. Here we go. Oh shit! Speaking of, okay, my story not about penis, but something else that's related. So now, David, we all have to do things we don't want to do, right?
Oh yeah.
Whether that be going to school or work, exercising, or paying your taxes. Or, which I haven't done.
Yeah, don't do it. It's a scam.
Or sawing off a limb in order to survive. But to be honest...
Are we doing the rock climber guy?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's still a good story.
So, well, today I want to tell you about a couple tales of survival / supposed survival that all consist of something sharp, something stuck, and something to tell the folks at the bar about when they ask you how your weekend was. As today, I tell you a couple tales of survival via self-amputation. So it does kind of connect to the cutting off your penis thing. So, and I have to say, this is a slightly different from my other story a couple months ago or weeks ago, which was because that consisted of like people with mental illness.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Remember they thought that the leg didn't belong to them or the arm didn't belong to them.
That was very interesting.
So these people, they know their arms and legs belong to them, but something else wants them.
It's either all or nothing, right?
Exactly. This guy gets it. And here, David, I'm going to answer your question right now. Now, I'm not going to bring up Aaron Ralston because everyone knows the story of 127 hours guy. Am I right?
Yeah, it's a hell of a story.
When did that movie come out? Like 10 years ago.
It's gotta be.
James
10 years
Franco
old.
was still squeaky clean.
Yeah, people still liked him.
Yeah, they hated seeing him chop his arm off. Now they might like it.
Yeah, let's get a sequel. He cuts the other one off.
The Rock falls, pins his arm, and he goes, "Oh, brother."
Aye.
But he can't cut it off with his other arm because he doesn't have one, so he has to eat it.
Oh.
He has to eat it off. That's a fun one.
127
That's
Hours came out in 2010.
Okay, yeah, so just about then. Now, that's a Lars von
That
Trier
sounds-
movie. Has to eat your arm off? That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, like I said, instead of Aaron Ralston, instead I'm going to be telling you 5 short tales of lesser-known incidents of amputation. And this first one is the Denny's incident.
Oh, no. Not Denny's.
You could fuck with me. You could fuck with my family. You could fuck with my pets. But you don't fuck with my Grand Slam.
My Denny's and my mug root beer. Don't touch it.
Okay, now I have to ask you, before I get into the story. I brought this up today.
Yeah.
Every town has a Denny's and it has an IHOP. Okay? I figured this
Okay.
out through polling, okay? And here's the thing. Your perspective of breakfast chains depends on which one was nicer in your hometown.
Oh.
So the IHOP was nicer in my hometown
Yeah.
of Petaluma.
Okay.
And the Denny's was kind of shitty. I mean, there's other diners that we liked, but the IHOP was clearly better. So I always look at IHOP in a positive light. But I've asked other people, and I go, IHOP's better than Denny's. And they go, no way, Denny's is better. And I said, did you have them in your hometown? He goes, yeah, the IHOP sucked in my hometown. And I went, oh, okay. So
Okay.
which one was better in your hometown? Was it IHOP or Denny's?
I've never been to an IHOP in my hometown. We had Elmer's.
Oh.
We
I feel like Oregon is kind of a breakfasty town, though. That makes sense.
Yeah, no,
Loggers and-
we have a lot of really good breakfast places here
Yeah.
that we would go to. Like the only time I ever went to a Denny's when I was I guess I'm back here, but in Eugene, was at like 3 a.m. with my buddies. We went to a Denny's once, and that was the only time I ever went there. We'd go to Elmer's, and we would go to got one called the Glenwood. Glenwood is very good. If anybody's ever visiting Eugene, Oregon, and you guys
Are
want
they
a breakfast
kind of like
spot,
divey diners that are also good, or are they like kind of more like high, like a little hipstery?
it's more hipstery because again,
Okay.
it is Eugene, Oregon.
Not a
so
greasy spoon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, you know the greasy spoons, like Nick's, like where I used to live, like right up the street from. You remember you go to Nick's
Never went to Nick's.
on Pico? Oh,
I'm
okay.
not a big breakfast person in general.
They got to have grease stains on the ceiling, like above like the griddle, like
Okay.
you
Now
know.
I'm curious. I don't even know where the IHOP is in Eugene.
Oh. Yeah, you got to do a little polling for me. Just do at least a little drive by. You could tell from the outside most of the time.
Yeah. Okay, we got 2 of them here. I guess
You
one's
got
in
2 IHOPs or
Springfield.
2 Denny's or what?
So in Eugene, we're very close to Springfield. It's, they're very different, but we're like the same kind of thing. But so we have one in both.
Oh, okay.
And then I know where one Denny's is, but I don't know how many Denny's we have. I typed in Danny's. We got 2 Denny's too.
We got about 14 Danny's in the town, and they're all a bunch of pieces of shit.
Yeah, so we got 2 of each here, but yeah, no, I honestly don't have much experience with either.
But if you had to choose, bazooka to your head.
I'm gonna go with IHOP.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I'm not like beholden to that, but like it just seems like they're doing more, and Denny's is kind of like I feel like burnt. They always got burnt coffee. I don't know.
I'm also just not a big fan of chains that are like first names.
Oh, Elmer's. You like Elmer's?
That's true. I guess that is true. But it's also, that's a great name.
Yeah, it's better than Denny.
Yeah,
What is this, fucking Grey's Anatomy? Fuck you.
it is Elmer's.
Anyway, so let me tell you about the Denny's incident. This is kind of shit that goes down at Denny's. In 2008, a man named Michael Lassiter tried to cut off his own arm in order to stay alive, or so he thought. Like I said, supposed survival sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Lassiter was injecting cocaine into his arm in a California motel when he came to believe that he might have injected an air bubble into his vein, which is potentially fatal.
Yeah.
Can you inject cocaine into your arm? Is that a thing? People do that? Or do you gotta like melt it for? I don't want.
It's gotta be crack at that point, right?
I don't. That's. Oh, I guess it's crack cocaine. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
He ain't putting powder in his arm. He's got to go in a syringe, of course.
Or no, because
but,
crack rocks. I'm thinking of heroin that you do on the spoon.
No, crack rock. I think you. Oh, you smoke. We are novices. You guys write in about how you were able.
Tell us
to
about your
inject
crack stories.
Yeah, your cocaine. But they said like he was injecting cocaine. Why don't they just put injecting crack if that was the thing? Because cocaine is cleaner than crack.
It's a powder, though. How do you?
You guys, we are so uneducated on the crack cocaine debacle.
I googled injecting coke. It's not a good thing for me personally. That's probably gonna hurt me down the road. I guess mix it with water, then put it. I don't fucking know.
Don't tell them how to do it, David.
I don't know.
They're a bunch of heathens. They'll do it.
I have to say it's pretty. Yeah, okay. You can inject cocaine.
If you listen to this podcast, you obviously have no regard for your body at all. So.
This is AmericanAddictionCenter.org/cocaine treatment/smoking, snorting, injecting.
Write that on my tombstone, please.
This is a really funny website because it's like these are the dangers, but also how to do it. It's like it's trying to help people, but it's also kind of informational about how to do it.
Well, it's kind of like a weird, like San Francisco does the same shit where they're like handing out needles to people doing heroin, and they're like clean needles, and like it's weird. They're like, don't do it, but if you do it, we want you to be educated on the right way to do it, and you're like, okay.
We do that in Oregon. When I lived in Portland. And I would take my little puppy dog for a walk. I would bring a set of pliers and an empty bottle of like soda with like a screw, like a plastic bottle with a lid.
I'm already so interested in where you're going out with this.
Because I would find so many needles on the ground.
Oh, you'd pick them up and put them in the bottle?
Yeah, I'd pick them up with the pliers, put them in the plastic bottle,
Good guy.
and then I'd put the lid on, then throw it away, so like no one would
step on them
or jab their hand picking up the trash or something like that.
Oh yeah, good point.
But God, dude, there were so many fucking needles around. It was insane.
I find Whippet canisters sometimes.
Oh yeah, I mean those are everywhere.
Those are weird. No. Anyway, Whipped Cream Bandit. So, but thank you for your public service.
Yeah, so if you live in an area with a lot of needles, that's a good little trick. Get some pliers and a screw-on plastic bottle.
But don't walk around too long with the bottle because then people are gonna think that you're just a guy with a bunch of needles and pliers. I called the cops. Some guys walking around my neighborhood with needles and pliers. I need to get out of here. I'm the Scarecrow.
Make sure they're rusty. The rust deters.
I'm Jonathan Crane. Anyways, so like I said, he thought he injected an air bubble into his vein. Which is, of course, fatal for everybody out there who's seen Breaking Bad or any sort of medical thing where there's an air bubble.
Gives you a heart attack.
Yeah. Cause like an embolism. I don't know what that word means. So, panicked, he ran, fleeing the motel room and making his way to a nearby Denny's restaurant where he grabbed a butter knife off a diner's table and tried to unsuccessfully cut his arm off.
I mean, Denny's does have, like, unreasonably sharp butter knives.
It's true. I mean, like, it's nuts how crazy, like, I've never sliced through. I feel like a samurai every time they give me a pancake.
It's crazy. What is this,
I do that every time I cut into the pancake.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So after this unsuccessful attempt of self-amputation, Lassiter charged into the actual kitchen area of the restaurant where he retrieved a chef's knife and began sawing at his arm to remove it. Oh, a little better. Okay, he's figuring it out. Not sharp enough. He didn't get too far before the police showed up and attempted to take him down, telling him to drop the knife. But Lassiter was absolutely convinced he was going to die. And the police then used a taser to knock the subject off his feet and were able to take him to a nearby hospital. Michael was treated for the severe lacerations, but doctors were ultimately able to save his arm, so that was good. So he actually didn't even cut off his arm. He tried to, so this story's a sham. It's a big fucking lie. But you know what? Trying is half the battle.
When you said save his arm, I don't know. I mentally had an image of like a soccer goalie, like diving and like getting an arm. I don't know what's wrong with me.
You're pretty creative, this guy right here.
I'm getting a little loopy.
You're getting a little crazy.
Late.
But here's the other thing too. What I had to say, I wrote this sentence in here. One question: do you think that they kept the butter knife and washed it?
Yeah.
You think they did?
Yeah.
What about like the chef's knife? They probably did too. It's Denny's.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
I can't afford this.
They're in the
if we throw
red.
if we throw this butter knife away, we're fucking ruined. We're shutting the doors if we throw this butter knife away. And also, here's my main thing too. Does anybody ever think about who used the silverware before them?
That's why I always steal it.
No. You have to bring your own. That's what I'm trying to say. This doesn't make sense. No, you have to bring your own.
No, I'm worried about the people after me.
Yeah, you're so philanthropic. But so the thing is, I always think about like when I use like a spoon or a fork, I'm like, oh my God, who the fuck put their mouth on this before me? Yeah. And also when I use like hotel towels, I'm like rubbing someone's like fucking crotch on my face probably.
Yeah. I'm more concerned about like the sheets than I am the towels at hotels.
I'm like, oh, who used this room before me?
Did I ever get you with a butter knife?
Wait. Who used the hotel room before me? Tom Brady and Giselle? Yeah, I'll take all the towels.
Yeah. Please do not wash them.
I'm like, but yeah, just leave them dirty. Just leave them on the floor. It's fine.
Did I ever get you with a butter knife back in the day?
No, you never slipped one in my pocket.
I used to love to slip butter knives from restaurants into people's back pockets when we were at bars, so they'd get home and find a butter knife in their
I would love the next day finding out that somebody got shot for having a knife on them. The cops saw the knife on him.
Craig gets shot 13 times.
Well, he picked it up and ran at him too. He had a death wish. So my next story right here is the furnace incident. So Jonathan Metz, a Connecticut man, was heating up dinner as he normally did. Oh, what a good guy! What a I love that
hero.
He heats up his dinner like he normally did. One fateful night.
What a pussy! I eat my frozen food cold.
So, like I said, on one fateful night in June of 2010, that would change his life forever. While his food was cooking, he decided to run down to the basement to fix his furnace.
A normal thing to do. I'm always doing that.
Yeah, Connecticut problems. Somehow, and this is a big somehow, and I really want to know, but somehow he became trapped beneath the furnace. What was that boy doing down there with the furnace?
Yeah, he had to try to tip it to get all the liquid up to the top.
No, I'm not hot enough. I need to shake it. You make it like one of them bags that you pop and you put on your leg when you fall in the soccer game. You got to pop it, and then you got to shake it. No one shake the furnace in a while. So Jonathan spent a full 12 hours screaming for help and a total of 3 days pinned underneath the surface. His dinner's underneath the furnace, not the surface. Pinned underneath the furnace. And guess what? His dinner was fucked.
Is it still cooking up there? It's black charred pizza.
It's the charriest of the motherfucker. I wonder what he was cooking.
You ever had that happen? I feel like when you lived with Kyle, he had to have left a pizza in the oven like once or twice.
He did one time.
Yeah.
But I feel bad because I left a pot of boiling water.
To the point it evaporated, right?
Yeah, it was a fucking kettle, and I woke up really early. It was Halloween. I had a nightmare that I was being buried alive. It was Halloween. I woke up. It was like the day of Halloween. I woke up. I had a nightmare. I was being buried alive. Like my bed was being filled with dirt. And then I went and I was like, I'm going to start the day early. Got up at like 5, put the kettle on, and then I went over to the couch and I like sat on the couch and fucking fell asleep. Woke up an hour later and I looked at the fucking kettle and it was like half black. It was like halfway up the kettle, it was black and there was no water left in it. And I turned it off and the whole apartment was fucking hot. And then I like sat there and I was going to pick up the kettle even by the handle and I like threw like a little drips of water on it and it was like and I was like, oh my God, I cannot touch that at all.
Turn into brimstone.
I didn't tell Kyle for like 3 months that we almost burned down the apartment on a Halloween day, but fucking nuts, man. So, like I said, he's pinned underneath for 3 days, screaming for 12 hours. No one was coming. When it became clear that help wasn't coming, Metz thought to himself, what would MacGyver do in this situation? I don't think MacGyver would cut off his arm, but, you know. Yes, of all things, Metz thought, of the television show MacGyver. If you guys don't know, it's a TV show from the 80s?
I think
80s,
they tried to
90s?
reboot it.
Yeah, MacGruber is what that's based off of, which is a fantastic movie, show, bit, whatever.
Yeah.
Then he decided to do what most of us would consider unthinkable, something straight out of a Saw movie. He retrieved a hacksaw that had been lying nearby and began to slowly saw his arm off to escape.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he was going to dig through a pit of needles looking for a key.
Oh, man. He better bring his pliers if he's fucking planning on jumping in the needle pit. That's so weird you brought that up. I told Katie about that literally last night, the needle pit.
Yeah.
Do you know in that scene?
It was real.
Yeah, it was real. They made her do it. They they looked at the actress and they go, "We don't have the budget."
They said we're in the red. You gotta
They
do
said,
this.
they said we have $14 left. If you jump in the pit, we'll give you the 14. But if you don't, we're fucked. That guy who puts fake needles on your arm, he's charging 15. We're fucked. We're absolutely fucked. So,
I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
No, just talking about it last night of how like when they take the key out of the pit in that movie in Saw 2, they take the key, they find the key, and they go to open the door, and the guy drops right before he puts it in the door, and the door locks forever, and you never find out what's behind that door.
Yeah.
In the movie. And I just thought that was like a really interesting thing because I'm writing a script right now where there's a part in it where like something's like what? Yeah, I'm not meaning to brag or anything, but it is a porno. And
okay.
So don't get too excited.
Am I in it?
Yeah. Oh, I did put a guy named Dave in it.
Hey, there it is.
There we go. He's ugly.
He dies real fast, real
fat,
embarrassingly.
Ugly, fat, ugly, lazy eye.
Really bad skin condition.
Yeah. He just keeps asking for lotion the entire movie. Man, you know what's a great thing about you? You
What?
would not be complaining if Buffalo Bob from Silence of the Lambs caught you and put you down in the fucking well and asked you to put lotion on your skin. You'd be like, "Can I get more lotion, please?" And he'd be like, "Yo, I don't think any amount of lotion's going to fix what's going on down there,
true.
bud.
It's true.
Get out of my well."
I'm in shambles. Daddy needs his cream.
He puts the lotion on the skin. So, like I said, he was slowly cutting off his arm.
Slowly. I feel like that's something you do quickly.
Well, I feel like the position maybe he was in, he couldn't have done it quickly. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe he was like a big coward, which I would also be a coward. I don't know. It's hard.
I think most people would be a little bit coward when it comes to cutting off a limb.
Yeah, I'd say so. There's one guy in here that's not.
Okay.
So, but like I said, he began to slowly cut off his arm, and he made it most of the way through before passing out. And that same day, a friend had become worried by Metz's absence and ultimately called the police, and Metz was found and rescued. So if he just waited like a little bit longer, he didn't have to like cut through most of his arm. But here's the thing. His attempt at self-amputation did save his life, however. Even though he didn't fully complete the amputation himself and he did pass out, doctors finished the job later on. They noted that had Metz not used the hacksaw to remove the tissue that were connected to the rest of his body, a powerful systematic systemic bacterial infection would have set in and killed him within a couple of hours. By even attempting to saw off his own arm, Jonathan Metz saved his own life. He was fitted with the prosthetic and, never tried to fucking fix a furnace ever again.
Would you rather lose a leg or an arm?
Do I get to choose what leg or arm?
Yeah, bicep down or thigh down.
Wait, thigh down? Like middle of the thigh?
Well, okay, not thigh. Maybe like
knee down?
Yeah, like knee down, knee down, elbow down.
Elbows up, side to side. Elbows up. I think I would. Oh shit! I think I would remove my left arm.
Really?
At the elbow.
Really?
Well, I do. I was just thinking, and walking. I really like walking, and I feel like as I get older, I would have more and more knee issues because I know I wouldn't use my prosthetic, and I would just fucking hop around on one leg, and I feel like that would put a lot of pressure on my knee.
Okay.
I'm a lazy amputee. Here's the thing about me. Here's the thing you don't know about me. I would fuck my remaining knee up.
Yeah.
You know?
That's fair.
But like, I don't know. You can hide the leg a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Like if you wear jeans and stuff like that. Actually, you know what? Fuck. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you would do left leg, huh?
Yeah, probably. I mean, like that. My left leg's the powerful one. That's the one I jump off of. You know, when I'm dunking the basketball. But then when I think about it, I'm not gonna be getting to that left leg jump. With
you gotta think like quality of life, like later on, like not now, but like in 10 years or 20 years.
I'm losing a leg no matter what.
Okay.
Because I can't fly fish with a prosthetic arm. And that's the only thing I have going for my life at these days.
That's a good point. You know what? And like a prosthetic, like that guy who shot his girlfriend, he ran Oscar Pistorius. That guy was running with spring legs. Like
2 of them.
He's fine. Yeah. Like you're
happened
more
to that
capable
guy?
than ever.
He
I
got
might be able to
locked
run
up, right?
faster.
It's true. Jump higher, run faster. But I like my shoes.
Ooh, I like a good couple PF Flyers right there.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good question. Fuck, let me think on that one a little bit more.
I think
leg now. Shit.
I'm thinking left. I'm gonna go left leg because the jumping leg won't matter if I can't get the correct approach anyways. If my right's gone.
Like I'm such a big Lieutenant Dan fan.
It's true. So you're saying you want to lose both?
Yeah,
You're
like
going
when he
all in,
lifts
double
up when he
down.
lifts up his leg, when he lifts up his pant leg and taps his metal leg with his cane.
Yeah.
Man, ASMR.
There you go.
I'll tell you. He got a good wife. He got a
Good life.
He's not sleeping with all those prostitutes anymore. Lieutenant Dan made it.
He's not
good
getting
for him.
showered with confetti.
You gonna eat your ice cream, Lieutenant Dan. There we go. So, the hospital bill incident. This is the next one. So, Zhang Yalang, that's what I'm just going to call him. It's not Zhang. It's Zhang Yanling. Fuck.
Yeah.
Just Zhang.
He'd probably be happier if his name wasn't included in the story. So just
he's like, keep your fucking name out of my name out of your mouth. Keep your own fucking name out of your mouth too, buddy.
It's true.
That's what you tell me. So, Zhang Yalang is a farm. Now I'm just going Zhang Yalang. Zhang Yalang. Do the Zhang Yalang.
Do the Zhang.
Do the Zhang Yalang. Yeah.
Now he's really mad. I wonder if anybody we've ever talked about has ever. I wonder if it was like, oh yeah, man, they talked like someone somewhere. They talked about you on this, and they listened. They're just like, fuck these guys.
They're like, those guys are very uneducated.
Yeah. That one guy can't even talk.
Who gave them a podcast? Be like, oh, they made it themselves. Like, oh, that makes a lot more sense, actually. No, but they don't get paid for this. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
They're in the red.
They lose money. They have $14 collectively. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. So, Zhang Yilang is a farmer and factory worker in China who was forced to do the unthinkable under some pretty bizarre and cruel circumstances. This terrifying yet inspiring story of personal grit and perseverance began when Zhang was diagnosed with arterial thrombosis in his leg. The hospital visits had already drained Zhang's financial resources in the fucking red, and there was no way he would have been able to pay the approximately $48,000 needed for required amputation. Oh my God, you guys are going to charge $48,000 for an amputation? I've seen it happen on Live Leak for so much less.
Do it for free 99, baby.
Last time I checked, the Mexican cartels are doing them pro bono.
Yeah, I've got a Sawzall in my garage.
They'll saw right through your pro bono, I'll tell you.
Whew.
Jesus. So, doctors apologized, saying that he likely had 3 months left to live and sent him on his way. Isn't that crazy? Is that a part of like the Hippocratic Oath, or is that only an American thing? Or is that like an American thing too, where like you can't, like if people don't have the money to get the amputation, they just go, yes, you're going to die. It's your choice. It's like die or be in horrible bankruptcy. And you're like, and wish you were dead. You know what I mean? It's like, man, it's fucked. There should be a bigger safety net, and there ain't. Sometimes there is, sometimes there ain't, though. I don't know about the healthcare system.
It's just you could tell that's the healthcare system because of the way it is.
I have an unprofitable podcast. Don't listen to me. What am I doing? So, over the following months, Zhang's leg got worse and worse. Maggots began to infest his limb. Oh, jeez. Sometimes
that better be a tax write-off.
I see you guys. My taxes says I owe you $1,000 more this fiscal year. Have you seen my maggot leg?
I've got 1,000 maggots in my leg. That's $1 each, buddy.
What is the conversion rate of maggots to dollars? I hope it's high. So yeah, maggots were infesting his leg, but Zhang wasn't about to give up without a fight, because it's Zhang. It's Zhang. You know Zhang. Mm-hmm. He's a fighter.
We all know Zhang. He's a big fighter.
And especially with his family on the line. Okay, you can fuck with Zhang, but you fuck with his family? Zhang's coming not only for his leg, but your leg too.
Yeah.
So during the early morning hours of April 14th, $14, 2012, he decided to bite down on a large piece of wood using a fruit knife and a hacksaw, removing his own leg.
What's a fruit knife?
I don't know. I don't think they got them here. It's only in China. They only got fruit knives. Let's see a fruit knife.
I know we have cheese knives because my old roommate Hollis would always yell at me when I used her.
Do not cut your leg off with a fucking cheese knife. That doesn't even have a blade on it. It's a cylinder. I mean, it's a circular. Okay, this fruit knife. It's a paring knife.
Oh,
it's a paring knife.
Get it?
Oh, that is funny. Shout out pears, Rick Ross.
Shout out to all them
pears. Shout out to all them pears. So
there's an H in pears.
So yeah, Asian pear. There we go. As the Asian pear looking sexy. You know why? They got the fucking stocking on. You know they got the fishnets on. You seen those? You seen those fucking sexy pears in the store?
I can't afford them, but yeah, I see them and I want them.
Sexy pear gonna make me act up. So, like I said, Zhang took a paring knife and a hacksaw, and he removed his own leg. This self-amputation saved Zhang Yelang's life, and he later reported that it took him 20 minutes to grind through the bone with the saw to save his own life and remain with his family. Here's the best part. He also lost 3 teeth from biting down on the piece of wood so hard.
Ouch.
But because of his efforts, he lived to tell the bizarre tale of survival. Isn't that fucking nuts, man?
That's gnarly.
I know. And I like how you're like, oh, like it took him a while. And then like this guy's like, yeah, it took me 20 because it was kind of hard to get through like my leg bone. I'm like,
I mean, if you're going to be cutting off a limb to survive, you got to do that shit fast.
Well, here's the thing. Like I don't really know how amputations work, but like, if you're going to do it, you got to do it at the joint, like the knee joint or like the elbow joint. I mean, but you can't go all the way up to the hip. So if your thrombosis, I don't know where the thrombosis goes, but if it goes past the knee into like your lower quad, you have to cut mid-thigh.
I don't know. Do you want to
Because-
go into the joints? Because I feel like
no,
that's
no,
going to
no,
be
no.
more movement and shit.
No,
instead
you
of just-
do want to. You do want to go into the joint because it's easier to cut through, because there's no bones connecting those parts, so you don't have to saw through any bones.
Yeah, but you
It's
got to
the
like dip
ligaments.
and dive through that shit.
What does that mean?
Yeah, it's all shaped all fucking, it's got all grooves and shit.
Oh, which part of your leg amputation was going to be easy, motherfucker?
I've got a Sawzall. I don't know if you heard me earlier.
Oh, you're using power tools now. This is a cheat. You're cheating.
I got a
You're
zip
fucking
tie. I'm
cheating.
going to tourniquet.
If you have a fucking
Sawzall.
power tool, then go through any part wherever you want, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be quick. But if you got a hacksaw and you got your femur, the largest bone in your body,
You
You're
need
gonna
a
be-
tool I got. I got an angle grinder. I could probably get through it real quick with that.
there's sparks coming off.
Got
I think I chewed a
Marilyn
piece
Manson
of
show.
gum. I think I chewed a piece of gum when I was a Marilyn Manson show. Yep. He removed some body parts.
I'm sure he did.
Suck that dick. So, this next one is the fire incident.
Oh, beautiful.
So, Samson Parker was a farmer who was working alone in his field in South Carolina when he got his right arm stuck in a mechanical picker in 2007. The piece of machinery trapped his arm and also caught fire. Faced with the possibility of burning to death slowly, trapped by a piece of heavy machinery,
Yeah, it
he
sucks.
decided to take his tiny 8 centimeter, which is 3 inches, for any of you ladies out there,
And men.
it's big. So,
That's 8 centimeters.
so he decided to take his,
Hard.
what do they say, tiny pocket knife. It's 3 inches is not tiny. I don't want to read the rest of the story. This is pissing me off. So take his tiny 3-inch pocket knife and saw through his own arm to make his escape. Parker managed to cut off his arm and would later remark that he felt very little during the experience. A firefighter named Doug Spinks arrived on the scene to find Parker burned and bleeding profusely and would end up saving his life. Parker would later recount the events of the day as he sat for interviews in front of the same piece of machinery which nearly killed him, noting that he believed it was the fire which kept him from passing out from the shock and pain of sawing his own arm off with a pocket knife.
It's
So
like
he
the
was-
fire ants, baby.
What do you mean the fire ants?
Remember that skydiving episode I did where that lady landed on a pile of fire ants and their bites made
It
her
brought her back to
adrenaline?
life.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, exactly. So he's like, the fire burning actually helped me,
Yeah.
surprisingly, which is so crazy.
And my arm was delicious.
We cooked it at the family gathering.
Ooh, little too well done from that fire, but
Oh, it ain't as bad as that man's 3-day old burnt salmon, 3-day cooked salmon. Jesus. So, the last one I got right here is the sausage incident.
oh,
So it's not as bad as you think.
really?
The next tale of self-amputation comes surprisingly from another harmless everyday activity that went terribly wrong. Marion Schlaffman, when it was in his garage making sausage with a meat grinder on August 17, 2018. As he went to retrieve some of the meat from the electric grinder, he accidentally hit the foot pedal, which sucked his left arm into the machine. His hand was sliced up, and his arm bones were broken, but he was still stuck to the grinder by other unsevered tissue. But the 69-year-old Vietnam War vet
Hell yeah.
wasn't going down without a fight,
Hell yeah.
and he knew that. Considering the damage. Oh, why did they word it like this? He wasn't going
Why
down
did
without a
they?
fight.
What do you mean they? Are you just
Yeah.
copy and pasting? What are you doing over there?
I'm a busy man, and no, I didn't. Yes, I did. So, I found him. You guys didn't find these stories. I found these stories. I curated the best stories.
As long as you admit that you are copy and pasting, no one can be mad at us, right?
Well, most of the time I write them, but I'm a busy man. I got a whole porno script to write. You guys
true.
don't get it. You
there's a
guys want
lot
the
to
porno.
go into the penetration. It's There's a lot going on, guys.
And let's not kid ourselves. You stick around for the horrible commentary you hear. Where are you going to ever find a Tom McDonald cover like mine? You're never going to find it anywhere.
It's true.
So, like I said, 69-year-old war vet wasn't going down without a fight, and he knew that. Considering the damage done to the flesh of his arm already, he'd likely bleed to death if he didn't free himself from the grinder and get help. So he instantly decided to cut his hand off. Schlafman simply didn't hesitate. He reached for a nearby knife and got to work. He escaped and called the police, who tied off the wound. He managed to survive by the grace of his cast iron nerves and quick thinking. This 69-year-old North Dakotan saved his own life. Isn't your story about... Oh, what's your story about today?
Nebraska.
Iowa? Oh, fuck. Anyway, the 69-year-old North Dakotan saved his own life through self-amputation. And that is the end of my clearly unplagiarized story.
It's beautiful.
And not plagiarized either. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
But you know what? Most of the stories, when I get listicles, man,
Yeah.
they come in copy and paste because I don't even believe half of these are true. Unless I find their Facebook and see their missing limb, you know?
I want the evidence. I need a FaceTime with them.
I believe actually most of these are true because they're giving me a first and last name.
Yeah.
But, like, I've read ones where they're like, hauntings, 10 real-life hauntings in Connecticut. And they're like, Brian walked into a spooky, closed-down asylum, and he saw a red ball bounce down the stairs, and the words, diarrhea written on the wall. You're like, that was Brian's house, dog.
Yeah, that's
Brian
where he
did
lives.
that.
Brian did that with the diarrhea.
It was written in diarrhea.
Yeah.
He didn't even need to write it. We knew what it was.
They found a notebook, and it just said the word pen over and over again.
Royal Blue. That's for my Liar fans out there.
All right, we're going to this next one. Well, Dylan.
Excuse me?
Because I didn't have internet until the day we need to record, I scrambled to find a story to write. Oh, I also want
my porno script.
I also want to do a quick little shout out. Actually, one of our very dedicated listeners and my wife's cousin. Is that my second cousin? How does that work?
I thought you didn't know who it was. I thought you're like, my wife? Who was it? My wife's cousin?
The whole family like titles confuse me once you get past like cousin. Is that my second cousin? My wife's cousin?
Damn, David shows up to family reunions with a pack of condoms, and he's like, I don't know what the word cousin means. Here we go. I only say that because I had a friend who may or may not have slept with a second cousin, and
That's not what I'm talking about here.
no, you did.
All right, my wife's cousin had a baby today.
Oh,
And I just wanted to say congratulations to the newborn. And
sorry.
yes, congratulations, Hillary.
Congrats, Hillary. Don't listen to me.
Oh, you met Hillary. I forgot at the wedding.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. And Eric, of course.
That was a horrible wedding. I mean, it was a beautiful wedding. What'd I say?
Papa Eric, of course. But yeah, so we'll get into this. I just, hey, you know what? They had a kid the day we're recording this episode, so that's cool.
I hope they name it after me.
They didn't.
What's its name?
They haven't. They had some ideas. I'm not sure if it's official.
Alex is pretty androgynous. Tobin is also a first name. Just think about it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So, I didn't have internet for a few days, and so it was a little hard. So I scrambled to find a story to write. Then, when I thought I found one, I did some work, wrote quite a bit, and then realized that I had actually already done the story before.
Wait, you did?
I didn't. I'm pretty sure that was my story.
Jeff?
Was that you or me that did that?
That was me.
Oh, okay, because I just found the title, and it was in the second half of it, and typically you put mine on the second half, so I just assumed that it was one I did.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, no, it was off I remember it was on the Isle of Man or something like that. He was in the walls.
Yeah, it was a talking mongoose.
Yeah, Jeff the talking mongoose.
That was
Spelled
episode
Jeff.
48.
Damn, throwback.
quite a while ago. I don't remember. That was 2019. I don't remember last week. So I wrote too much about it until I realized. So
I want to hear an alternative version of my story.
Yeah, exactly. So what did I do? I decided to dust off my old crutches that I have used too many times and took a look at our great country's monsters. So I'm going to talk about the Walgren Lake Monster.
Ooh, I love a good You know what's weird? I was looking at cryptids this week as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And those are scary to me because I'm not scary like themselves, but like I don't want to repeat. I don't want to repeat one of these because you've covered so many cryptids.
I know.
It's my
go-to. It's my go-to, and I can't find anything else because, my God,
I think everybody loves your cryptid stories, bud.
If you don't, let me know so I won't do it anymore.
He's still gonna do them.
I just want feedback.
This is bread and butter. You can't take away a man's bread and butter. It's how he's got to eat.
Well, I mean, okay, so I will say that I did allude in my previous story about Geff, the talking mongoose. I was alluding that I was going to do a monkey story, which I feel like is almost more of my bread and butter.
That is.
There have been fewer, but they're stronger. So, yeah, well, what is the Walgren Lake Monster? Well, it is the monster of Nebraska. And like many of our beloved American monsters, this one has had a few different accounts in regards to its description. One of its earliest and most famous sightings, the one that most people kind of based off of, came from a local man named J.A. Johnson. Cool name.
J?
J.A. Like J.A.
Oh,
so like Jonathan
okay.
Allen, Jonathan Allen Johnson. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But I've never heard of someone going by J.A. liked it.
J.A. Johnson.
You know, like you got like C.J., D.J., but J.A.
You think his first name was Jack?
Jack Enoff Johnson.
Wow, poor guy.
Yeah, Jack A. Johnson.
He's like, hey, look at the monster, not my name. Fuck you guys.
I'm not doing anything. You don't need to see both of my hands.
Come on, you guys. Why am I being under arrest? Yeah, it's a public school, but fuck it.
I'm just exercising.
I'm sweating. Can't you tell I'm sweating? Jeez, my heart rate's up.
So J.A. Johnson, who described the beast as a dull gray or brown thing that was close to looking like an alligator, but as you could probably put together, Nebraska is not known for its alligators. Johnson also mentioned that
what is it known for?
Corn.
Oh, it is. I thought that was Iowa.
Corn huskers.
Oh, is that wait, where's the corn huskers from? Nebraska?
Nebraska corn huskers.
What does Iowa have? Corn too?
Corn. Corn and Slipknot.
Are they from Iowa?
Yeah, Des Moines. Moines.
Des Moines.
Buenos Boiches.
Slipknot. Sorry, okay.
Johnson also noted that this thing was much larger and heavier looking than a usual alligator. I'm assuming this man's well traveled. And it also had a large horn slapped right in the middle of its face between its eyes and nostrils.
That's a horny bitch. Wait, eyes and nostrils?
Well, think of an alligator. That's like... It's basically its mouth.
He's got it like on the like right here. It's like it's like on the bridge of its nose.
Yeah, so it does a little jab and it does a little bite.
He needs like sniff. Rhinoplasty.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So at the time, Johnson and his two friends that he was with said they spotted the lake monster from about 20 yards away, and they estimated that it was about 40 feet long. Big boy. Others reported seeing the monster, but said it looked more like a large catfish or a mud puppy.
Wait, was this thing on? Oh, it's in water. I thought it was like walking on land or something.
No, it's a lake monster, you dingus. Come on.
Well, you said alligator, so I was like, oh, is he
alligators? Yeah, they don't go near water.
Fuck off! I just meant like he was like strolling. He was taking a little sun bath before.
Nah, the boys are probably fishing.
Damn, a big. What'd you say? A catfish or a mud puppy?
A mud puppy.
That's what they call them.
A mud puppy is like a salamander. It's like a little,
Oh, really?
little water lizard.
Not Lil. 40
Not
feet
this
long
one.
Water lizard.
Yeah, I feel like mud puppy could be closer to the alligator description, but definitely not a catfish.
Like a big fucking newt.
Yeah,
You know, newt.
little fig Newton.
That's what I need, a fig Newton.
Great little snack. Ooh. I don't know. Whenever I think about fig Newton,
heard they
it
got
makes me think of
bugs in
like
'em.
Disneyland.
I
Well,
heard,
no,
I
it's
heard they got
because
fucking bees in them. I heard they got bees in them, dog.
Figs do. Wasps or hornets, whatever, they go inside of a
Fuck
fig
hornets.
and they fuck and they die, and that's what makes the fig grow.
What?
Yeah.
You know we're anti-wasp, anti-hornet on this podcast, anti-seagull. What else are we anti? I can't remember. Nazi.
I think we used to be anti-possum, but I've turned a leaf on that one.
Oh, I like possums. They're cute.
Yeah.
They're ugly, but they're cute. They're kind of like certain dog types. Won't
Yeah.
say any.
Like, so, fuck you, man.
I love your dog.
Don't say that about sweet boy
I love your
Kuma, because he
dog.
loves you.
I love him, and I'm just saying, like, my favorite dogs like Pug and Boston Terriers and Bulldogs, and everybody's like, those dogs are ugly. I'm like, no, they're not.
My boy's a
don't get it.
handsome boy. He only
He's
gets the bug
handsome.
eyes when he gets hyped up, but usually
He's handsome, and he wants some ham.
That's true. He does love the ham. Not as much as he loves turkey. Thanksgiving's his favorite holiday.
Big Turk boy.
Not a big Halloween party guy. Doesn't
Put him
like
on
the costumes.
Scrubs. Put him on Scrubs because he's Turk.
Exactly. So the Nebraska State Historical Society reports that they believe Johnson and friends actually just saw an unusually large beaver.
Oh, big beaver, 40.
A 40 fucking foot long
Here's the
beaver
thing.
with a horn.
Here's the thing. Regardless of whatever this thing is, regardless of if I saw a 40-foot long beaver, I'd be like, yo, fuck that shit. That's a monster. Whatever he saw, it's like, it's a monster.
Yeah.
I don't care.
They're like,
I
no,
don't care
no,
if
no,
it's a-
that's just a beaver. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It's 40 feet long.
I don't care if God dropped a new monster or an old monster. That shit's a monster.
I'd be just as scared of a 40-foot beaver than I would be of a 40-foot fucking alligator.
40-foot anything scares me. Have you seen me around bridges? I freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
Don't like them. Too long.
You opt to
Trees?
swim.
Trees, big trees, don't like them. Buses, fuck those things, man.
I mean, to me, it's like, hey, Nebraska State Historical Society, who do you think you're fooling?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
us.
like- no, we know it. We know what God be doing in Nebraska.
Yeah.
He's like, Nebraska.
It's funny you mentioned God, because we're going to get into God in a little bit.
He's like, God's like, Nebraska's getting a little boring right now. What can we do to spice up Nebraska?
Let's spice it up a little bit, huh?
What can we do? Let's drop the new monster there.
Yeah.
That's a fun idea. Like
It's
for a
fun.
show, or at least for
Yeah.
like a bit, like an
Yeah,
SNL
yeah.
sketch. Come on.
Yeah.
guys.
Come on, guys.
Think of it. I did.
No one's watching it.
I'm mentally ill, and I thought of it. Come
So the original legend of the Walgren Lake Monster claimed to be a part of actually like the Native American lore in the area. So like they're like, oh yeah, that's one of our guys, saying that they had accounts.
Old monster.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's old news, man. And you're a little bit behind. Saying that they had accounts of a similar beast inhabiting that exact lake. The initial story of the lake monster, Nebraska. So their initial story was saying that it was just like shredding
Did you copy and
livestock.
paste this?
No, I just typed it as fast as I fucking could. So you think that someone would type this? You think that this is what I'm saying is something would post online?
You found it somewhere. Now scribbled on a fucking bathroom wall.
Yeah. So the initial story is that like it was just like shredding livestock,
Shredding, ripping, and tearing.
just tearing it.
The wild women, ripping and tearing.
Ripping and a tearing, and that was kind of what like spread across the world, was that there was a giant monster eating livestock, which even landed on the London Times table, and they were interested and they wrote about it.
Oh, the Queen must have not been doing anything that week. All the pints must have been drunk. To cover North Dakota. Fuck, I keep calling it the wrong place. Where
As
are we
far as
talking
as far as I'm aware, it's the same place.
about? What are we talking about? Not North
Nebraska.
Dakota. Nebraska.
Never
You
been
think
to
that, like,
Nebraska.
You think anybody in the UK can point out Nebraska? Do you
They
think they even
should.
know? Oh, there's a movie called Nebraska, right?
I'm sure there is.
that was nominated. They might know Nebraska.
Yeah. So according to the articles published at the time, unsuccessful attempts to capture the monster had taken place. So like people are out there with their nets and shit.
Big net, big mousetrap,
Yeah. In
caramel on the floor.
in the 1935 biography Old Jules by Mary Sandoz mentioned the monster and its notoriety in the area, acknowledging the role it played in Nebraska. In her book, Mary Sandoz said local fundamentalist Christians believed that the lake monster was created by the devil himself, Satan.
Oh,
And
no way.
And its sole purpose was to test the faith of the locals, saying, in quotes, the same devil that scattered the fossil bones over the earth to confound those of little faith could plant a sea monster among the sinners.
Oh, that's okay. I got two things to unpack here.
Yeah.
One is like, what faith does that monster test? Because
No.
at the end of the day, it's just a monster walking around and be like, "Yep, that's a monster." And you're like, "Do you believe in God still?" It's like, "Yeah, I believe in God, and also that's a monster." And you're like, "Yep, those are mutually exclusive. You're right; they both exist."
Yeah, this
So,
monster wasn't here before God.
And then at the same time, I love that they're like, the devil planted fossils and bones, because I've always heard. I love it. I feel like these people need to get on the same page. The anti-evolution.
A lot of confusion.
Yeah, because one group's going, the devil planted them there to trick you, and then one person's going, God planted them there to test your faith,
To weed you out.
and then I'm like, who? And they're like, God. They're like, oh, I figured it out. The devil is God before he had his coffee. That's a Tim Allen joke for any of you people out
Tool
there.
heads.
I made that up. It's not a Tim Allen joke, but I feel like that's like something
Might as
that
well
Tim
be.
Allen fans would fucking eat up.
Oh, they
Man
eat
with
that
a
up.
plan.
Eat them up with their fucking hands. They don't gonna drop the utensils.
You can't put that utensil in your mouth. You know how many people put their mouth on that utensil?
But I was gonna say, like, goddamn, I consider myself to be a good person, but I'll be the first to admit, I've done a couple of these so-called sins. So can the devil send me a little lake monster? I like, maybe like a little magical pond monster, as long as it's not a total pest.
Excuse me, devil. I would love a distraction right now. I have charges I need to beat, and I need a distraction. Please send me a monster to L.A. County so the court don't pay attention to me no more. Please, devil.
I would love a little monster that would give me money. Oh no.
You got any of them money monsters? Any of the monsters made of cash? That would be amazing. Monsters that are willing to catch a case for me because I'm trying to beat one. Please.
Any monsters that would and possibly eat my ex-wife. That'd be great.
Anyone's made of sugar-free foods? I have horrible diabetes and I need help. Please. Sugar-free gummy bears.
Devo, can you send me a monster that's the same shape of my house key? I keep losing it. I keep locking myself out.
Please, the monster need to remind me that I keep forgetting my house key. My dog, he's been stuck in there for 3 days screaming underneath the furnace, and I can't get him out.
I hear him scratching and whining.
I could break down the door. Sure, I can break down the door, but then I gotta fucking buy a new dog and a new door. I ain't willing to risk it, God. Don't do this to me.
As time went on, the legend of the lake monster had a snowball effect, just adding them layers upon layers upon layers to its lore. Much of the added stuff would include the, supposed supernatural abilities of the creature.
Ooh, what's its Pokemon skill set?
Oh. So on July 1938, the July 1938 issue.
Wait. Oh, okay. I'm going to say the July 1938?
Nah, the issue. That
Not
month's
the
issue.
Not the July.
That month's issue of Federal Writers Project in Nebraska, Tall Tales monthly publication.
Yo, what the fuck, dude? You mean the iconic Tall Tales Monthly?
The iconic
fucking-
Federal Writers Project in Nebraska's Tall Tale monthly publication contained a description of the lake monster's massive size, which
crawled out of the lake goblin mode.
which reportedly was so big it could make the ground tremble whenever it moved.
With the dick?
No, just its size. Just a big boy.
Okay.
The publication said that the trembles were so severe that farmers miles away would become seasick from the movement, which is a really bad way to describe whatever it's trying to say. Like, just say it's disorienting. It's not. This is Nebraska. They don't gotta see to get sick on. The place is literally dead center of the United States. They don't got no sea.
Hey, here's my impression of a farmer. Here's my impression of a farmer to 3 miles away. Ready? Martha, I don't feel too good. Martha, I don't feel too good. What's wrong? I feel kind of sick to this that I can't quite associate with my landlocked territory. Fuck. I don't know. I think it might be similar to the sea. You don't think it's maybe that half pint of whiskey you drank? Couldn't be. It ain't the sea. Must be a monster 3 miles away, stomping around and hollering and hooting and shit like that. I love that they're like...
I know it's 1938 and I've never seen the ocean, but I think I'm seasick.
I've only read it in Hemingway's books about that sea, but I heard it make you sick just by looking at it. Honey, it couldn't be the sea. Well, if it ain't the sea, then it must be a monster stomping around 3 miles away. I love just
No,
like
he's just walking.
They're just like, they're like, sir, were you sick yesterday? As a matter of fact, I was. Oh my God. Well, we saw a monster stomping around 3 miles away from your house. That must have been it.
Yeah.
He turns around. There's a giant tumor on his head.
Size of a fucking football.
He's like, honey, it's malignant. There's a monster 3 miles away. That's what made me so dizzy and sick. That's why I'm shitting blood.
Not because I'm smoking 6 packs a day.
It's not because I'm smoking those Indian Reds. Those things made of pure tobacco.
I got a whole horseshoe of dip in while smoking a pack.
Oh my God, seriously. I mean, it's very weird to think that that's how they like.
How they described it.
What actually happened is some guy, they went to the fucking bar, and some guy's like, I saw a monster stomping around 3 miles away. And he goes, what time was it? And he goes, about noon. And the farmer's like, I fucking started feeling like dog shit around noon yesterday. And he's like, wow, that's crazy. And he's like, must have been that monster stomping around.
The article continues with claiming the monster came ashore every day to eat a shit ton of livestock. And by doing so, it created a thick green mist that would disorient anybody trapped in the mist.
Yo, that should be farting.
It'd be farting. That thing be farting.
What
What that thing do?
Is that the green mist is?
Yeah.
Or is that like a power of it?
I don't know. It didn't specify.
It just be eating livestock. It's a fart, dog. That's a fart.
Probably.
Disorient you?
All them hooves.
Cletus, did you fart? I know we were going to bed, but did you fart underneath the sheets? No. Well, me.
Goddamn monster.
Monster 3 miles away. Farted.
Goddamn
Close the fucking window. You know why it smells in here? Because you like the fucking window open at night, you dumb bitch.
Goddamn monster ruining my marriage.
God damn it. Leans out his window. It's my money and I want it now. He knows J.G. Wentworth.
We'll skip forward a little bit to January 1962, where that month's issue of Outdoor Nebraska copied and pasted the original story from 1938, including the claims about the fog, but exaggerated the claims, saying that humans had been killed by the monster, and that these earthquakes could... Get ready for this. These earthquakes from its movement could be felt from 100 miles away. Everybody is on the fucking Pacific Ocean for the first time.
Oh, I tell you, I think I just took a cruise to Catalina Island the way I'm about to blow fucking chunks.
Now it's time to hear the doubters that this monster lived or lives within the Nebraskan lake. Some speculate that the monster was created and distributed by John Mayer.
What?
John Maher.
Damn, I'm wearing my John Mayer shirt right now.
I know. What are the odds?
What's up?
Maher. Maher.
Oh, okay. Mar.
Maher was a politician and a newspaper man, which I didn't know was one word. Newspaper man.
I didn't know it was a job.
And
what does that mean? Does he
it's
throw
probably
them at
like
your door?
It's probably the old term for people that like wrote newspapers.
Extra, read all about it.
And he was known for other hoaxes in the area, such as burying a cement casting of a buffalo soldier in a archaeological site, claiming it was a petrified man.
Whoa.
He also sank bags of baking soda in a hot spring and reported that it had healing properties, dubbing it the Soda Springs.
Whoa.
And he also warned...
Is that Dr. Pepper?
He also warned that the British Navy was sailing up the Mississippi and the Missouri rivers to punish Irish immigrants who supported the Irish Republic. I don't know. Why not?
That's sick. I think do you ever think about what your job would be if you're in like those times? Like Western times?
Well, like a blacksmith or some shit.
See, I'm not skilled enough. I'd feel like I'd be that guy. I'd be like dunking bags in the water and being like, look, God.
Oh,
Be like, what?
That snake oil salesman?
I'd like burn a grilled cheese and be like, God. You know, like people do that now.
God did this.
Look at it. It's Mother Mary's face. Mother Mary came to me in a grilled cheese, let it be.
I know what you would be in those old Western times.
What? A fucking carnival barker.
Dead.
You're probably right. I think I would have been dead. I had to get a root canal. That would have been like, I'd either be dead or toothless. Be the town blowjob guy.
You'd probably be a doctor.
I'd be the blowjob guy. I'd be like, hey guys, Bishop.
The smoothest upper lip in town.
They're like, he's got no teeth, but he's still so bad at it. How did he do that? I don't even know how he does it.
He's so bad, it's impressive. You gotta try it.
I love women so much, I'm bad at it.
At the end of the day, regardless on if the lake monster is real or not, it remains a local legend for everyone around the area. So yeah, that's the ending.
Well, I believe it. That big stompy,
believe.
stinky motherfucker.
Always
making
believe.
everybody seasick and shit.
What's crazy though is like what I was reading, they had all the descriptions, but all the pictures I saw of like fan art drawing it was like a giant snapping turtle. So I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh. I feel like a big old snapping turtle is scarier than a big old crocodile. You know?
Mean little bitches.
See that little fucking pointy upper lip they have? Those snapping turtles. I don't trust them.
Oh yeah.
And they're quick too. You ever seen one of those run?
Oh yeah.
They're quick.
Nothing makes me happier than when I see one of those lizards run on its hind legs.
Oh my god, it's euphoria. It's just like I'm in Valhalla when I see that. I'm like, I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Run with me. That's so cool. I just need to spit in fucking Newman's eyes from Jurassic Park, and then we got a perfect creature for me. You know?
Yeah.
Remember that thing?
Oh, Newman.
That ink.
Oh
ink
yeah.
Shit.
They're bringing them back.
Newman? They're bringing Newman back?
No, they're bringing that Spitty boy back.
Wasn't like another Jurassic Park?
Yeah, he was in the trailer.
Oh, really? I mean, I don't know why they didn't bring him back sooner. There's like, I like how they're like, what's that new one they call?
The Joker?
Like, the Joker. Oh my God, they did make a Joker Raptor, didn't they? They made the Joker Raptor.
Nah, the Joker T-Rex.
And
that's what the director said. He compared the new T-Rex to the Joker because it just wants to watch the world burn.
No, he said he compared it to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker to watch the world burn, and
yeah, it's Heath Ledger.
And Heath Ledger says that. And also, they made a dinosaur of the Joker. Does he have a fedora and a samurai sword?
He looks more like the
I'm a raptor.
Jack Nicholson. He looks more like the Jack Nicholson Joker. You know, the real zoot suit kind of Joker.
Oh, a little zoot sooty,
Yeah.
spraying the fine art with this little spray paint.
Yeah, he's got the little flower in his pocket that shoots acid.
Oh, okay.
Full
I'm
circle,
sold. I'm
there
saying
you
it.
go.
I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love sticking around and telling you these stories, and we love when you stay and listen. If you guys want any more information, you can go actually rate, review, and subscribe while you still can right now since we got your ear. And if you guys want any more information, go to Instagram. Click the Instagram is Camp Strange Podcast. Click the link in the bio. We got other shit there, merch, whatever you want. David,
What else we got?
Yeah, I read that comment too.
Yeah, what
Someone
else?
they want the shit back. Bye.
What else
What
we
else?
got?
We got columns.
We got a pen that don't have no ink.
We got tiny pterosaurus, Pteromosaurus. Tear my ass, sore ass.
We got checks, but we're in the red.
$14 in the red. I was $14 in the green. Now I'm $14 in the red. I got a Beyblade.
We got a pack of blank discs.
I have a mayonnaise party hat filled with mayonnaise.
We've got me, but it's not really me. I'm a rat. I'm a rat, and I'll shred your documents, and I'll recite poetry to you while you're in the shower.
Ooh, okay. I have minion porn.
Do you actually?
Banana. What do you think I'm writing, dog?
We got the next Disney Pixar, but it's not for your family.
I have Gooey Duck.
We got a bike with no tires.
I have a children with no parents.
I just got a full grown man.
I have fart paralysis.
I got 3 windshields waiting to be installed.
I have Mr. Clean's wife in my basement.
I've got a Heister 60 XT forklift.
You drove that today.
Shut up.
You do have that. Anyway, I think we should end it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love it when you do like we said. And David, do you have anything to say before we leave?
No. Make sure your fishing license are up to date.
Yeah. And your forklift license, buddy.
No. Nothing.
Crush the Heister into a fucking string of kindergartners all holding those rings. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, the rings.
It's easier when they're holding the rings.
It is. It's more fun, too. It's like in Sonic when you die and the rings go everywhere.
Yeah, they all get sucked into the ring. They don't let go of them.
Yeah.
Teachers taught them well. Anyway, thank you guys so much, and don't forget to stay strange.